Hi there guys, I'm just doing this one because I've tried over the past couple of days to do another video on tinnitus, which I want to deal with a few different aspects that I've dealt with, which have helped me with my own, and there's been some interesting developments over the past few days, so I'll get to that in a bit, but this is my, did I just say? I can't remember, I'm not good at these, but, oh well, what the hell, yeah, this is my second attempt at doing this because I did the first one, and it ended up being about half hour long. I'm not getting better at these, it seems, I'm getting worse, but yeah, and it felt like I was, as much as I want to relate the personal experience in that, because that's the bit that's missing for the most part with dealing with ailments like this, but yeah, I was talking too much about myself, I think. I was using these more to vent, because I really enjoy doing these, and I want to say, the feedback I've gotten so far, just the comments and stuff, it's been really great, and it's really inspired me to want to keep doing more of them. But yeah, I hope to see more of other people's when you get to those stages. So anyway, let me see if I can gather my thoughts on the subject, because I really rambled the last time I did this, and I want to make sure that this gets to the point. Because what I'm aiming to do is talk about my own experience and try to extrapolate from that the things that would be objectively useful for you guys, for other people that are recovering from this. And especially newbies and people that have got this really bad, because it's a horrible state to be in. It's hard to climb out of it by yourself, it really is. Like I say, with mine, the only thing that calmed me down was seeing, I don't want to say his name because I keep repeating it and I keep advertising, but you know who I'm on about. The main guy on the subject, Mr. J.C. Hill. But yeah, anyway, and I've just said his name anyway. It doesn't matter. So yeah, that was what really calmed me down, mainly because he'd been through it. But the reason why I really feel it's important that we, me and you and Adrian, if you haven't seen Adrian's videos, hi Aid. Cheers for mentioning me and yours. That was really nice. Very flattering as well. But yeah, if you haven't seen his, go see them. I will be posting links in the description, as long as he's okay with that and everything. Which I assume you are, but I've got to ask. Don't want to be rude or nothing. But yeah, and if anyone else has a positive story on it, or know of others, and you're willing to share links, please, let me know. I'll be happy to post them in the description to mine. Be happy to mention them, because it's important that we start networking this stuff to whatever degree, using mediums like YouTube, where we can converse about these things. So anyway, yeah, go see Adrian's videos. They're really good. They're what inspired me to make mine. And just hold on a minute. Never mind. Thought someone was coming in, which is not good because when I get talking with these, I get on a roll a bit. I never plan them, but stuff just seems to come out. Anyway, so I've rambled enough already. But yeah, so today's topic is about control. And by that, I don't mean like being out of control with like drink or drugs or something like that. I mean general feelings of control and security in your own lives, because that's a big factor for me. And when I was making the last video, I do ramble, I know, but I went round and round. I kept saying, okay, so now it's about control, and then wandering off, and then coming out, okay, about control. I did it about 6 or 7 times, which really highlighted for me the fact that it's an issue for me, because to a degree I'm not comfortable talking about it. Because it involves admitting that there's factors in my life I'm not comfortable with, and certain dynamics with people in my life that, they make me stressed. To whatever degree, whether I care about them or not, or whatever, coming out of the head, starting to feel what's going on down below, to really feel my feelings, to not think them, to not think a certain way. That's important. And I'm really becoming more aware of it and more in tune with that. My world feels quite different for, like I say, coming out of the head, stopping being so cerebral and conscious and, all that sort of stuff all the time, and really just feeling what's going on. It's a very interesting experience, and it's definitely impacting my tinnitus, which I'll get into in a little bit. But yeah, so let me think, what was it I was going to say? I'm really sorry, I am not good at these, but I'm trying. Anyway, so yeah, for people that are new to this, I just wanted to ask, if my videos have helped you and all that, please write below, let me know you're doing better with these, because I wanna know. I really want to know if these are helping. If I should keep doing more or whatever, I don't know. But I've done 3 so far, which is, 2 more than I was planning on doing. The first one went quite well. I was surprised how well people were receiving that, and I'm very pleased because, like I say, I've been there with the really horrible side of it. I'm still recovering, but, it really was that bad, 7 months ago now, I think, when it started to spike. But anyway, I'll get back to the point. On to the topic of control, which is basically when you're not in control of certain things in your life, it makes you fearful. It's hard to deal with. It's a stressful thing. Like, for example, the usual example is going to a job. Because jobs, they take up a large part of your lives. Anyone that's got one, a proper 9 to 5 thing where you have to turn up and punch in. And the problem with that sort of stuff, the reason why it can be so stressful, is you're turning up and there's however many layers of bosses that you don't see. Which, to me, it means that you're living. Your ability to feed yourself, to keep a roof over your head, keep, clothes on your back, all this stuff, important things, You strip away everything else, those are the important factors for being safe and secure. And yeah, doing a 9 to 5 job like that can be very stressful. Can be, not necessarily, but there's a lot of stresses that go on that you don't have much say over. And it's important to try to feel in control of yourself, to do things that empower yourself, not diminish you. And I've experienced this recently in various ways. I won't go into too much detail with it. I've alluded to it in the comments a bit. Basically, I've had to deal with, how much detail should I go into? I've been forced to act in my life, basically. I've been forced to do things that I would not typically do, were it not for the tinnitus creeping up in response to the stress, urging me, you've got to do something about this, because it's like my feelings, my gut has made up its mind about things that I should be doing, and my brain is too slow to follow the process, It's like it hasn't caught up yet. But, I had various stresses going on. I had a little blip, emotional space thing I mentioned in the last video. That was last week now, I think. And then early on in this week, I had another big stressor, and it was a bigger one come along. And yeah, the second it cropped up, my tinnitus started to spike. Not to a terrible degree, but just it went right to the high end of my variation. I could hear it quite prominently. To the point where it was a bit annoying. And that's important, is that a few months back, it was still, am I going to get better from this, Now it's just, my tinnitus is loud, it will come back down. I know if I do something, it will come back down. And it's great, because getting out of my head and starting to feel what I'm feeling, to be aware of things that are stressing me out or pissing me off or all this sort of stuff, where people are asking too much of me, that sort of thing, where I'm extending myself emotionally beyond where I'm comfortable, giving more than I feel I should have to give. Which part of that is a part of life, but it's making me unwell, is the basic point with the tinnitus, It's making me stressed to the point where, and, people with tinnitus, we're already over the limit. We're already way over the limit. And this is important, is that tinnitus, to me, it's not an on or off thing, It's not either you have it or you don't. There's various degrees of it, obviously. We all suffer different levels of it. So, that's important. Tinnitus isn't a thing that you get where you break one day. And granted, a lot of you will definitely have had some sort of acoustic trauma or something that will seemingly trigger it, but I quite strongly believe that all the seeds for it are already there. Which I believe even stronger after reading various people that are negative about tinnitus. I believe it quite strongly because, they're so fearful that it can't just be a technical noise going on. You can feel it through the words on the screen. I can sense it. I spent the past week or so just looking about at different people's tinnitus stories, because basically I want to post my message on people's videos where they don't have much hope and just say, go see, Mr. Cohen Hill's videos, or Julian Cohen Hill's videos. I might as well say his name. I keep on about him. But he's great. His videos are really good. They technically explain the tinnitus, and yeah, that alone takes a lot of the fear away, which is important. You've just got to do things day to day that make you feel more empowered, more in control, less stressed, safer is the big bit. So that you don't have to be listening out for, predators and scary things all the time. I think I've used that metaphor before, or Julian certainly used it, where, if you think there's danger coming in, your ears will get hypersensitive. Your eye, all your senses, they will get highly sensitive. And for us tinnitus sufferers, or recoverers, whatever, it's just on to the point where we're constantly looking out for it. That's all it is. And it's really that simple. We just have to cut away at the things that are stressing us and bring it back down. So yeah, on to control. I'm doing it again. But yeah, on to control. For me, like I've already mentioned, I had various stresses coming in that were, dealing with forms of authority and stuff like that. The job centre, basically, and I won't go into all my details, universal credit, all that. But yeah, it was objectively asking stuff of me that I felt I really should not have to do, and on paper I shouldn't have to do, but all the red tape and all the bureaucratic nonsense. And my heart goes out to anyone that struggled with it. I'm certain you're out there watching this. But yeah, because my tinnitus was spiking up, I had to act on that. You know, whether I felt emotionally comfortable with it or not, to feel more secure, to get the tinnitus to come back down, I had to go and do something about it. And I did. I won't go into the details specifically, but just doing something is unusual for me. You know, because I have extroverted traits, but I'm quite typically an introvert. I take a lot on, you know, I take a lot of things in. I take a lot of stress in that I shouldn't really have to, you know, I take it from other people. I'm not necessarily a doormat or anything like that, but I take a lot of it on. That isn't mine. And I'm certain a lot of you do as well. So I was debating I'm debating doing another video on emotional space, which is a factor, but I think that ties pretty closely to what I'm on about here. They're pretty closely related. So yeah, the basic takeaway is you've got to do things in your life that empower you, that make you feel less, you know, worried, less stressed, more secure, you know. That's the big point. So yeah, and I was going to talk about my tinnitus recently, which was over the past week. I had that spike last week, you know, where it had gone up to the high end. And it started to dip back down once that was over, because I responded a bit. I responded after the fact and just said, yeah, I'm not doing that again. Enough. And, you know, in my life, it responded quite well. Yeah, okay, you know, fair enough. And it backed off. And then I got this thing with, you know, whatever going on, and it spiked right back up again. The second it come in, it spiked up. Which is, you know, I can joke about it, because I know my tinnitus will get better over the long term, be that months or years or whatever, and like I've said before, it's at the point where it's just a noise. I don't have to worry too much, even if it bugs me a little. When it gets to the higher end, it's just, yeah, it will come back down. But I say, this time it went up for a few days, and, you know, I've got to do something about it. I'd had enough, and went and did something, which is unusual for me. And that's the point of this, is don't listen to the tinnitus, but use it as a guide. You know, if it's ringing off the wall, it doesn't matter if you think you're stressed. Try to feel where it's coming from, and it's hard to do. You've got to become aware of it. And the more I'm doing it, the more vibrant and energetic I'm feeling as well. It's having effects in other areas of my life. Like, for example, for the past 8 years, I've had what's the technical term? It's a non-24-hour circadian rhythm, which means basically I can't sleep properly. I'll sleep 12 hours a day or 13 hours, and it will knock on half an hour every night, which means it doesn't really have a massive effect on my life until the sleep pattern falls out of line with the time where everyone else is awake. So, you know, it'd be like to do anything, just normal day-to-day stuff like going down the shops. It'd be like if I, you know, say you go to bed at 10, imagine if I woke you up at 12 o'clock and said, right, we're going to go start the day now. It's a fucking nightmare when it's in that state. And the past week, I've been up before 12 o'clock every day of the week, which is the first time in 8 years. And I can tell it's to do with the emotional stuff, the control stuff. I'm feeling more secure, I'm feeling more safe. My body isn't responding in the same stressful manner, and I'm recovering from a lot of the damage that stress does over the years. I can tell because my tinnitus is loudest in the morning. And I'm getting up in the morning, I'm feeling more alert right off the bat. I'm not feeling sluggish and having to drag myself out of bed. Which means basically the cortisol spike that's supposed to happen in the morning in healthy people, that's starting to happen for me. Which has the side effect of the tinnitus is loudest at the start of the day, but not to a bad degree. Just, it's noticeably louder at the start than at the end, where cortisol should be at its lowest. So that's very interesting. And yeah, I was going to say, a couple of nights ago, after I'd really dealt with the issue that had cropped up, I think my tinnitus responded very positively to that. Very, you know, it didn't switch off, but it went very quiet for about a second. It was like it sucked out and went quiet. And it was a very different sensation. And then, like I say, you notice it and it went back on to roughly normal. But the point is it was doing that. And then the night after, it was doing it again, but a little more. Just a little bit, you know. Not much that you'd really know on, but I'm paying attention to this because, to a fair degree, I kind of want to document it for everyone else. So, you know, there is a process to this recovery. There's, you know, it goes up and down, and gradually gets better. You know, gradually more down, you gradually heal more. And I'm just checking that 15 already. Blimey. I need to work on keeping these to the point. But yeah. And I think I was going to make the video yesterday. Because I tried on, what day is it now? Sunday? I tried on Friday. And like I say, that one was half an hour long, which is too long. And then yesterday I had a gig. Music, you know. You know, I play blaring rock guitar and all that. And my earplugs, I always wear earplugs, but they fell out at one point. which was right in the middle of the guitar solo, which, for you musicians out there, I use a compressor for the lead bits. And I play loud anyway, but I use the compressor to bump the volume on the solo up. I got hit with a massive wall of sound coming out. I use a 4x12, proper rock, whatever. And yeah, it was loud as fuck, basically. And after the gig, nothing. There was a low level increase. Nothing, nothing major, nothing to worry about, nothing like that. And today, the day after the gig, I was expecting a big spike, because gigs are stressful for me. I debated giving them up based on that. I know the sound doesn't cause issues. Like I say, it was loud as hell, and yeah, no spike. Nothing like that. But yeah, so I was debating giving it up because of the stress. And I'm still in two minds about that. Because I fret about gigs, various reasons. Personal stuff I don't really need to go into. It's not of much benefit to you. The point is it causes me stress. So I'm debating giving that up. But yeah, this time it didn't spike. And I think that's because I'm feeling more secure. I'm feeling more present, more grounded. Whatever term you want to use, I'm feeling like there's more of me in the room. Which might sound a bit strange or sentimental. And there's going to be a lot of that, but it doesn't matter. The point was I'm feeling a lot more secure in myself, a lot more powerful, basically. It's a weird term to call it, but yeah. I feel more capable, I can do more things, I can act freer without having to worry. I'm less conscious about my decisions, I'm feeling them and I'm going with my gut more, which is very important for us tinnitus sufferers. Recoverers. I'll make sure I get that term right. Because we can all heal from this. I've no doubt in my mind whatsoever. Whatever level we're at, whatever's triggered it, we can all recover. We just need to, take the advice our bodies are giving us. That we're stressed, you can hear it, calm down. That's it. But yeah, something really weird happened. I think it was Saturday. Yeah, it was yesterday morning. After the 2 nights where it had dipped a little. I was led in bed, and I felt this tiny little jolt from the back of my neck, like a twitch, just a sort of little bit. And I felt it all around my head and my face. And I think the sound basically completely died away. The tinnitus. Or almost. And yeah, it woke me up, basically. I was just barely waking up. But it really backed off for like a split second. And yeah, that's brilliant, Really strange. But I'm definitely improving, absolutely. Even when it varies up and stuff, I'm definitely improving. I don't know how long it will take. I guess that depends on me. I guess that depends how much I, listen to my body on it and take the advice that I've seen. Because, I know a lot technically about the subject, but whether I do it or not is another matter. And that's the important point, is it's not about being smart with this stuff. It's... Yeah, you've got to listen to your body. That's about it. Which is why you've got to come down from the head, learn to feel what's going on. Learn when something's making you feel bad or uncomfortable. Don't go numb. This is the point. I used to go numb with stressors, because in my younger years, my younger days, back when I were a lad, I'm only 26, but yeah, in my teen years, which you pick up on stuff quite a lot when you're young, subconscious, all that. It doesn't matter, different subject really, but yeah, I had a lot of stressors going on and I picked it up. I learned to go numb to feel safe from it. You stop feeling it, you don't have to worry. But then you get all in the head and, if it goes on too long, you get to the point where it's dysfunctional enough to cause things like tinnitus. Like I say, I was about 14, 15 when those stresses starting to kick on, and I got tinnitus at about 20. I was getting more in the head, more numb, all that stuff all that time. Basically, I was just completely out of control of my own life. I didn't feel like I had a say in anything that was going on. It felt like life was happening to me and I wasn't happy about it. I wasn't depressed, but, So yeah, that's basically the point here. That's stuff to reflect on, I can't give any practical advice for anyone's particular situations. We're all different people. We all live our lives in our own ways. We all think and feel differently about different things, The same type of stressor would create a completely different response in you guys than me. So yeah, you've got to, again, just come down from the head, feel what's going on in the body, recognize when things feel negative to you, and find a way to take control of it. Even if it's a stressor that you don't have any direct control over, you can still learn to let it go, accept the fact you don't have control over it and let it be. I think Julian's done a video on that, but I'm not too sure. But yeah, that's the big point with it. Because I say, I've been following that for the past couple of weeks, doing my best, taking control when I have to in life. You know, when there were stresses that cropped up that were really spiking my tinnitus, I don't give a fuck what anyone said about what I did with it. Just, yeah, enough. It has to stop. You have to put yourself first. That's the thing. No one else will do that, you know? Because you have to... I don't know quite how to put it, because it makes it sound like you're being selfish or whatever, but yeah, you have to look after yourself, first and foremost, to a degree. And, yeah, obviously, other people can come first at times and all this, but, yeah, you really have to work on yourself, you know? Because you're the only one that can. You're the only one that knows what's best for you. You know it intuitively. Like I say, get down, feel what's going on inside your body, and it will tell you. I've been listening to mine, and like I say, not only is the tinnitus backing off, I'm feeling better, I'm sleeping better, you know, I'm awake better, less fatigue during the day, all that sort of stuff. But yeah, the main point as far as tinnitus goes is it was quiet the other night. The other 2 nights and morning, sorry. You know? Even if only for a second, it's starting to dip into getting a lot quieter. Whether it will continue along that path much is up to me, really. You know, how much I take on board all of this stuff. So yeah, that's brilliant, you know? So yeah, I think that about wraps it up. I don't know if I'll post this one. I'll have a look through, see if I stay roughly on topic. Because I say, when I click the camera on, gob opens and stuff just comes out. It's like all the thoughts try to tumble out at once. But yeah. So anyway, I try to think of the best way to round this off. Control. Come down out of the head, come into the body, feel when things are making you feel stressed or insecure or whatever, and try to find ways and do things, you know, actively do things you would not normally do. You know, it's not alright to just bend over or go numb and take it. You know, because us tinnitus recoverers, we're already past the point where just, it's all bottled up way too much. We have to let it out. We have to do things that will release that. So yeah, you have to find a way to do it. So yeah, anyway, this video has been a bit of a mess, I think. Because like I say, this is an uncomfortable subject for me, really. I'm having to do things in my life that I would not consciously choose to do. But I'm doing it, and there's only one factor that counts in terms of the tinnitus. That's if it gets quieter or not. Or if it goes louder or not. You know, like Adrian said in his video about listening to rock music, because it's aggressive stuff, you know. You figure that could, you know, get you riled up and spike it. But the only bit that matters is if you listen to that stuff, does it spike or not? If not, it's fine. You know, no matter what anyone says about it's aggressive and fast and oh, that will spike it up. No. Do you respond that way? So yeah, anyway, I think I'll end this just by saying, you know, the usual. If you're new to this and these are helping, or you've seen Julian's videos or Adrian's or whatever, and they're helping, please write below, you know? And please let, you know, if anyone has a positive a video on it, just a video on their experiences, you know, please post that. I'll be happy to put it in the links or whatever, or just, you know, even not, you know, whatever. It's all good. Just communicate on it, I think. That's the most important thing we can do. And I'm flattered to be able to talk to you guys about this stuff, you know. I'm honoured that some people have actually checked out the videos, so yeah. Cheers for that one, I appreciate it. I hope they're helping, I really do. Because no one should have to suffer this horrible affliction. Yeah, we gotta help each other. So yeah, control. Do anything you can in the day to empower yourself, but obviously you as the individual have to make the call. You know, there's always going to be things in life that are conflicting. That's just part of it. But it's down to you to navigate through it as best as you can and feel safe and secure and calm. So yeah, that'll about do it. I don't know when the next video will be. I don't know if I'll upload this one, but yeah, we'll see. Anyway, cheers guys. I hope you've enjoyed this or got something out of it, and I'll see you soon. Bye.